College. I cannot even. Now, it may as well have been my mantra as a homeschool student, a lazy homeschool student, who looked at the math homework he simply could not figure out and thought to himself, that'll do, pig, that'll do. And then quit for 2 years and got his GED. Now you might think I'm being dramatic, but you think I look at a classroom full of 400 students at a university when all I've had before are just my 4 goofball brothers and think to myself, yeah, I got this. Definitely not. In fact, it was something more along the lines of, okay, Jacob, here's a minimum wage job and $50,000 in student loan debt. Take your time. We'll make more money anyway. Now, long story short, that's why I chose community college. But I'm just one of many. About 45% of all undergraduate college students pursue community college. But I'm not up here just to talk about statistics or make jokes at my expense, or even to talk about the stigma surrounding community college students, even though it's an important part of this speech. I'm up here because community college has provided me opportunities that I didn't think were possible to pursue dreams I didn't know I had. Ultimately, I'm up here because with community college, I can even. Now, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't confusing and difficult to start community college. In fact, I actually wanted to pursue Frisbee golf as a professional for years in high school. But unfortunately, after about a year of pursuing that and working, I decided, you know what? I don't think this is for me. And I'm sure it made my parents super upset to realize I left a sport that nobody knows about with no financial prospects to pursue a law degree, but sorry, Mom and Dad. A guy's got to do what a guy's got to do. So the difficulties didn't start there, and in fact, I almost died from appendicitis. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's when a tiny little organ in your side that nobody knows about decides it's tired of being ignored and decides to explode and almost kill you. Did I mention this was 2 days before starting college? Yeah. So, fast forward 2 days, and I'm limping over to my college English class and have successfully limped in with my bandages on my belly. And things are going pretty well. The teacher's just gone through the syllabus. Things are going all right. There's a moment of silence in the classroom as she prepares the lesson. I feel a rumbling in my stomach. And, you know, as a homeschool student, it didn't matter whether or not you were loud or whatever, so I thought nothing of it when I let loose a huge burp to shatter the silence. Yeah, that went exactly as you might think it would. So ultimately the idea is, it was difficult starting college. I was nervous, I was scared. But I made it through my first year with a 4.0, which felt great. I could get used to this. So I was about 1 semester away from reaching my 30 credit hour goal and then being able to transfer to UT Austin. But I felt nervous. I didn't feel ready. And I still wasn't crazy about the idea of spending $30,000 to $40,000 in student loans. But as far as I knew, there were no opportunities to get over that. I certainly didn't know about them if there were. I'm kind of the guy who needs opportunities to be sitting right in front of him to notice them sometimes, which coincidentally and thankfully is exactly what happened. I was at campus one day and I looked down at a flyer and it's talking about this honors college. And what it says is something along the lines of, hey, no tuition and it's all covered and you get $1,200 a semester to live off of. And where do I sign up? So I apply, find out I have about a week to get everything together, and I finish with a minute to spare. For a procrastinator, that means a lot. So I applied, I got in, but there was a decision to be made. The catch was I would have to delay my transfer by about 2 years, and that I was going to have to stay at the community college. It was a difficult decision to make, but ultimately, I felt like this was the opportunity I'd been waiting for. 3 years ago today, I started at community college, limped to my first class, terrified of failure. Today, I'm on track to graduate this semester with my honors degree and a 3.93 GPA. And I'm super thankful for everything I've learned along the way. And I wish I could just leave it on that note, but unfortunately, there's an all too real stigma surrounding students like me that needs to be discussed. Over the years I've been pursuing community colleges, I've had great and encouraging remarks from friends and family along the lines of, "We're just really concerned about how behind you are. And why don't you just go to the university that I attended?" Sometimes it felt like the only support group I had was my high school teachers. And for those of you that have not been paying attention, those are my parents. Homeschooled. So, I believe the stigma surrounding community college students could probably be described in a few questions. One question would be, isn't there no student life at community college? Wrong. Because I met my very best friend, Ben Maniscalco, at school, at community college. And in our very first semester, I went to my first baseball game and my first concert. Granted, the Astros lost the game, and it was a country concert. I still count it. So the idea is that I didn't miss out on student life. I had a wonderful experience in student life, experiences I didn't think I'd ever be lucky enough to have. But what about the qualifications of professors, Jacob? Don't they not have degrees in community college? Don't they just get people off the street to teach? I'm super glad you asked, because actually, off the top of my head, I can name about 30 to 40 credit hours worth of classes I've taken that had doctorate professors, and the other smaller half would be master's degrees. And Mr. Naysayer, if your next question was going to be about the academic rigor in community college, I've actually had the amazing opportunity to work with a lot of these distinguished professors on my own personal research that I've been able to present at conferences regionally. Opportunities I surely never thought I would have. So yeah, the professors are there, and so is the rigor. What about the systemic issues? Well, perhaps the scholarship issue. The fact that for transfer students, there are less scholarships available, and those scholarships usually cover less of the tuition. Or the more significant issue, the fact that many community college students find that their credits don't transfer. Many community college students realize after years of hard work that their credits aren't going to transfer to their dream university, and they're going to have to start their degree from scratch. And if people think that that isn't a discouraging heartbreak, research the statistics. Many people aren't finishing college because of it. So what can be done about it? Is there anything being done? Super glad you asked. For those of you that have heard of University of California, generally considered to be a pretty good school, I'd say, and other state California universities, it is actually a state law that community colleges work out articulation agreements with the state universities, so that way there is a seamless transfer of credits. And it has been changing education in California for the better. All things considered at the end of the day, would I have done anything differently? Absolutely not. So why go to college? Well, maybe because me, a homeschool student with crippling social anxiety, now has a passion for public speaking. Maybe because I met my very best friend and had some of the greatest experiences of my life, pulled my first all-nighters. Maybe because there were opportunities that I never thought I would have in community college that I have found and will be changing my life from here on out. Ultimately, go to community college because with community college, we can even. Thank you.